Imagine the resonant chants of ancient seers echoing across the plains of India, preserving wisdom in verses that still guide philosophical thought today. Welcome to Lecture 4 of our audiobook series on Indian philosophy. I am Dr. Surendra, your friend, philosopher, and guide, here to lead you through a detailed examination of the Vedic Samhitas, the Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda. This lecture, designed for both beginners and advanced learners, will provide a thorough understanding of their structure, content, and philosophical significance, equipping you to articulate structured responses for academic purposes. By the end, you will describe each Samhita's composition, analyze its role in Indian thought, and synthesize their contributions to metaphysics, ethics, and epistemology. Let us proceed with scholarly rigor and curiosity. To begin, let us revisit the nature of philosophy, especially for those new to this discipline. Philosophy is the systematic study of fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, values, and reality, pursued through reason and critical reflection. It includes metaphysics, what exists, such as ultimate reality or the soul; epistemology, how we know truth, such as through perception or scripture; and ethics, what constitutes right action, such as duty or liberation. In Indian philosophy, as explored in prior lectures, many systems aim for moksha, liberation from samsara, the cycle of birth and death rooted in sacred texts. The Vedic Samhitas, part of Shruti, revealed texts, are the oldest and most authoritative scriptures, forming the foundation for this quest. For academic purposes, you may state, philosophy is the rational inquiry into metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics, with Indian philosophers' Vedic Samhitas providing Shruti's eternal truths for moksha. Students, consider these texts as the dawn of philosophical inquiry, chants revealing reality. Now, let us define Shruti and its relevance to the Samhitas, a critical concept for beginners. Shruti, meaning heard or revealed, refers to eternal truths perceived by ancient sages, transmitted orally and later codified. Unlike Smriti, remembered texts, like epics, Shruti is divine and unchanging, holding supreme authority for orthodox, astika, schools, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, and Vedanta. The Samhitas, hymns and prayers of the Vedas, are the core of Shruti, composed around 1500 BCE, embodying Rata, cosmic order, karma, action, and Brahman, ultimate reality. Exam answer: Shruti, including the Vedic Samhitas, comprises revealed, eternal truths, authoritative for astika schools, introducing Rata, karma, and Brahman in Indian philosophy. Students, picture Shruti as a sacred voice guiding philosophy from antiquity. Let us now explore the Rigveda, the oldest and most revered Samhita, containing over 10,000 verses organized into 10 books or maṇḍalas. The Rigveda, meaning praise knowledge, consists of hymns, suktas, dedicated to deities like Agni, fire, Indra, storm, and Varuna, cosmic order, recited for rituals and meditation. Its structure reflects thematic and familial arrangements. Maṇḍalas 2 to 7 are by specific rishi families, example, Vishwamitra, Vasishtha, while Maṇḍala 1 and 10 are later additions, including philosophical hymns. The Rigveda introduces Rata, cosmic harmony governing nature and human action, and karma, linking deeds to consequences. Exam: the Rigveda, with 10 maṇḍalas and over 10,000 suktas, praises deities like Agni and Indra, introducing Rata and karma, shaping Indian philosophers' metaphysical and ethical foundations. For beginners, imagine the Rigveda as a poetic archive, verses chanting order and duty. Key thinkers, though often unnamed, are the Rishis, seers like Vishwamitra and Vasishtha, who composed or received these hymns. Their insights, preserved in the Suktas, lay the groundwork for later metaphysics, example, Brahman, and ethics, example, Dharma. The Rigveda's philosophical depth, seen in hymns questioning reality, example, the Nasdya Sukta on creation, influences schools like Vedanta. Exam, Rigvedic Rishis, such as Vishwamitra, develop metaphysical and ethical concepts through Suktas, impacting Indian philosophy's Astika traditions. Students, these seers are philosophers, chanting truth through poetry. Let us now examine the Yajurveda, the knowledge of sacrifice, focused on rituals and their philosophical underpinnings. It contains prose formulas, yajus, and verses for sacrificial ceremonies, organized into two main recensions: the Śukla, white, Yajurveda, and Kṛṣṇa, black, Yajurveda. The Śukla Yajurveda, like the Vajsni Samhita, separates mantras and explanations, while the Kṛṣṇa Yajurveda, like the Taittiriya Samhita, intermingles them. Both emphasize karma, ritual action, and dharma, duty, linking human conduct to cosmic order, rata. The Yajurveda structure supports priests, Adhvaryus, in performing sacrifices, integrating metaphysics, Brahman as ritual goal, and ethics, Dharma as righteous action. Exam, the Yajurveda, with Śukla and Kṛṣṇa recensions, provides yajus for rituals, emphasizing karma and dharma, influencing Indian philosophy's ethical and metaphysical dimensions. For clarity, think of the Yajurveda as a ritual manual, guiding action toward harmony. The Yajurveda's philosophical significance lies in its focus on Karma Kanda, ritual section, connecting physical acts to spiritual outcomes, a theme later elaborated in Mimamsa and Vedanta. Thinkers, such as the Adhvaryu Priests, though unnamed, refine these practices, shaping Vedic epistemology, knowledge through action. Exam, Yajurvedic priests develop karma and dharma through rituals, contributing to Indian philosophy's epistemological and ethical frameworks. Students, these priests are practitioners, bridging action and truth. Let us now turn to the Samaveda, the knowledge of chants dedicated to musical recitation for rituals. It comprises verses mostly drawn from the Rigveda, adapted into melodies, summons, for singing during Soma sacrifices, organized into two main sections: Purvarchika, morning chants, and Uttararchika, evening chants. The Samaveda emphasizes Bhakti, devotion, and Rata, cosmic order, using music to align human and divine realms. Its structure prioritizes melody over text, with 1,875 verses, fewer than the Rigveda, but rich in spiritual depth. Exam, the Samaveda, with Purvarchika and Uttararchika, adapts Rigvedic verses into summons, focusing on Bhakti and Rata, influencing Indian philosophy's devotional and metaphysical aspects. For beginners, picture the Samaveda as a chant harmonizing sound with cosmos. The Samaveda's philosophical role lies in its devotional approach, prefiguring yoga and bhakti traditions. Thinkers, such as Udgātṛ priests, refine these chants, linking music to Brahman, ultimate reality. Exam, Samavedic priests, through Udgātṛ chants, develop bhakti and rata, shaping Indian philosophy's spiritual and metaphysical discourse. Students, these priests are musicians, singing truth into being. Finally, let us explore the Atharvaveda, the knowledge of the Atharvans, distinct for its focus on daily life, magic, and healing alongside philosophical hymns. It contains about 6,000 verses in 20 books, kandas, including spells for health, prosperity, and protection, as well as hymns akin to the Rigveda. Its structure integrates practical, karma, and philosophical, janana, elements, addressing Rata, order, and Dharma, duty, in everyday contexts. Unlike other Vedas, the Atharvaveda incorporates non-ritualistic content, reflecting a broader worldview. Exam: the Atharvaveda, with 20 kandas, includes spells and hymns, emphasizing Rata and Dharma in daily life, enriching Indian philosophy's practical and metaphysical scope. For clarity, think of the Atharvaveda as a healer's guide, blending magic with truth. The Atharvaveda's philosophical depth lies in its holistic approach, linking mundane and divine, influencing ethics, dharma, and metaphysics, Brahman. Thinkers such as Atharvan Priests, though unnamed, develop these insights, engaging later schools like Vedanta. Exam: Atharvan Priests, through the Atharvaveda's kandas, explore Rata and Dharma, contributing to Indian philosophy's ethical and metaphysical traditions. Students, these priests are healers, mending life with wisdom. To synthesize, as we reflect on these Samhitas, let us summarize their role in Indian philosophy. The Rigveda introduces Rata and Karma through poetic hymns. The Yajurveda links Karma and Dharma via rituals. The Samaveda fosters Bhakti and Rata through chants, and the Atharvaveda extends Rata and Dharma to daily life. Together, they form Shruti's core, integrating metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics, aiming for moksha. Exam: the Vedic Samhitas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda provide Shruti's eternal truths, introducing Rata, Karma, Dharma, and Bhakti, shaping Indian philosophy's metaphysical, ethical, and spiritual foundations. Students, these texts are the roots nurturing all philosophical systems. For examination practice, consider this question. Describe the structure and philosophical significance of the Vedic Samhitas. Your answer: the Vedic Samhitas, Rigveda, 10 maṇḍalas, Suktas on Rata, Karma; Yajurveda, Śukla Kṛṣṇa Yajus on Karma, Dharma; Samaveda, Purvarchika Uttararchika Samans on Bhakti, Rata; Atharvaveda, 20 kandas on Rata, Dharma in daily life, form Shruti's core. Philosophically, they introduce Rata, Karma, Dharma, and Bhakti, integrating metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics for moksha, influencing Astika schools. This is detailed, structured, and marksworthy. For first-time students, let's recap key terms. Shruti, revealed; Samhitas, hymns; Rata, cosmic order; Karma, action; Dharma, duty; Bhakti, devotion; Brahman, reality; Moksha, liberation; Rishis, seers; Adhvaryu, ritual priests; Udgātṛ, chant priests; Atharvan, healing priests. These are your tools. Define them clearly. Indian philosophy's foundation lies here, in these chants. Next lecture, we'll explore the orthodox system's Vedic foundations in depth. Prepare by asking, how do these hymns define truth? Until then, review this depth, define terms with precision, and approach this study with intellectual commitment. Farewell for now. Our journey deepens.